Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Are you ready to level up your English grammar? Today, we're diving into a super useful topic, gerunds. I know, the name sounds a bit complicated, but trust me, they're much easier than you think. By the end of this video, you'll be using them like a pro. So what exactly is a gerund? Simply put, a gerund is the ing form of a verb that acts like a noun in a sentence. Think of it as taking an action word and turning it into a thing. Let's break it down. First up, gerunds can be the subject of a sentence. This happens when the gerund comes right at the beginning of the sentence, telling us what the sentence is all about. For example, cleaning the keyboard is important. Backing up files prevents data loss. The rule is simple. Just take the base form of the verb, add ing, and place it at the start. For example, instead of saying, "It is important to clean the keyboard," we can say, "Cleaning the keyboard is important." See how cleaning becomes the main topic? Here are a few more examples to make it crystal clear. Backing up files prevents data loss. In this case, backing up is the subject. Or how about running diagnostics helps detect problems? Again, running is the action that is the subject of our sentence. It's a really smooth and natural way to structure your sentences. Now let's move on to our second point, gerunds as objects. This is probably where you'll see them most often. Gerunds can act as the object of a main verb, meaning they receive the action of that verb. The key here is to remember that certain verbs in English must be followed by a gerund. You can't use an infinitive like to do something after them. What are these magic verbs? Some of the most common ones are enjoy, avoid, consider, suggest, recommend, finish, quit, keep, dislike, and practice. You should definitely try to memorize this list. Let's look at some examples. You would say, "I enjoy troubleshooting errors," not, "I enjoy to troubleshoot." The verb enjoy needs that ing form. Similarly, a friend might say, "They suggested updating the software." Or you could tell someone, "She finished installing the patch." In all these cases, the gerund troubleshooting, updating, installing is the object of the main verb. It's what you enjoy, what they suggested, and what she finished. Easy, right? Okay, we know what gerunds do, but how do we form them correctly? Let's quickly go over the spelling rules, because nobody likes making silly spelling mistakes. The most basic rule is to just add ing to the end of the base verb. For example, clean becomes cleaning, and update becomes updating. Simple enough. But what if the verb ends in a silent E? In that case, you drop the E before adding ing. So make becomes making and use becomes using. Next is a slightly trickier one, often called the CVC rule. If a short verb ends in a consonant-vowel-consonant pattern, like run, R-U-N, you double the final consonant before adding ing. So run becomes running with two n's. This also applies to longer verbs where the final syllable is stressed, like begin, which becomes beginning, or forget, which becomes forgetting. What about verbs ending in ie? You change the ie to a y, and then add ing. So die becomes dying, and lie becomes lying. And finally, for verbs ending in y, like play or study, you don't need to do anything special at all. Just add ing. Play becomes playing, and study becomes studying. That's it for the spelling. All right, it's practice time. Let's put your new knowledge to the test. I'll give you a sentence, and you tell me if the gerund is a subject or an object. Ready? First sentence. Running diagnostics helps detect problems. Is running the subject or the object? If you said subject, you are absolutely correct. It's at the beginning of the sentence. Okay, next one. I enjoy cleaning the hardware. What about cleaning here? Is it the subject or the object? It's the object. It comes after the verb enjoy. Great job. Now for a quick spelling challenge. How do you spell the gerund form of stop? It's stopping with a double P because of the CVC rule. How about use? That becomes using, dropping the final E. What about die? That changes to dying with a Y. And run. That's running with a double N. Last one, play. That's just playing. Fantastic! You're getting the hang of this, and that's a wrap on gerunds. See? I told you they weren't so scary. The main things to remember are that a gerund is an ing verb acting as a noun, and it can be either the subject at the start of a sentence or the object after certain verbs. Once you nail those concepts and remember the spelling rules, you'll find your English speaking and writing become much more advanced and fluent. Practicing is the key to success, so try to create your own sentences using gerunds this week. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more grammar tips. Keep learning, and I'll see you in the next video.